matters a lot for me. So thank you for contributing to the same. Let's start today's video. We are on the same chapter of positions and movement on the second chapter, second lesson, which says describing translations. When we think about translation, what do we mean is something that has translated or moved from one place to another, right? Something that has transformed. It could be either vertically, horizontally, or in any way, right? Therefore, something that is moves without turning. Let me be clear with that. So when I'm talking about translation, something that moves without turning, okay? It's not turning anywhere. Therefore, let's begin. Emma translated figure A, B, C, D so that point A moves to the position of the T. Describe this translation and draw the new shape and position of the figure. While I move to the second one, first let's try to imagine and explore it ourselves here what exactly happened. So let's start. It's saying the first point is A has moved to the T. Fair enough. Let's count first with the A. What is the position? So when I draw the imaginary line, my figure A is 2. You know the key that x-axis is always we begin with. Therefore, I began with x-axis. Then I will go to y-axis, which is 2, 5. Okay, but it translated, it moved. Okay, the way it has been, that is how it has moved. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is my 5. But if you see, it's between this 4 and 5 movement, so which is in the half. So what was the translation? First we see is 4.5 is what T has moved. Okay. Now, on the y-axis is what we noticed, 4.5. Let's notice on the x-axis what has happened, right? So on the x-axis, if you see, I have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Right? So this is my 4 which has happened. But now if you see here 1, 2, 3, 4, but it is in the between, right? Between what? 6 and 7. So this is 6.5 where the translation has happened. And if I see my y-axis, what is the value here? I will go from here, that is 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? So therefore, I have my 4, and this is how I have my 6.5 and 4 that the T has actually transformed to. So now if you see the difference, okay, I have my A, x-axis is 2, and x-axis of T is 6.5. Therefore, after 2 comes 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many total? 4, right? 4.5 jump, okay, of x-axis, and y-axis, let's count, this is how much? 5. And on my this, there is 4, right? Therefore, if you see, I have my value, which is just 1, which has moved there, okay? But are quadrilateral because it has 2 pairs of equal length sides, if you see, right? When I count on the graph as well, and which is next to each other. Now, after understanding this basics, let's go actually to the translation and understand the main insight of it. My A that we counted has gone 4.5 units. Next, it's translated 4.5 units, right? In the previous explanation, as I showed. Now, how did the coordinates of point A change? Remember, we counted and it was 4.5 transformation. Therefore, we did 6 and 7. So between 6 and 7 is my 6.5. Okay. Now, if you see this 5 and 4, what happened to my y-axis is it has become -1, right? That is what we understood. So if you are in tune with me and you've understood, fantastic job you are doing is you are staying on track. So let's be on track and understand the further translation and figure out the coordinates writing. Okay, good one. You're really doing good. Let's go ahead now. When a figure is translated, okay, all the points on that figure move in the same way. Okay, everyone? Remember the key, in the same way. Therefore, our kite ABCD, which is also quadrilateral, remember? It's translated 4.5 units to the right and 1 unit down, right? So it's went down, it's gone 4.5 units to the right and 1 unit down. This is what explanation is saying. Therefore, now we are going to look for all the coordinates, okay? So do not forget, we always describe the movement in the x direction first, okay? X direction is really important. So let's start with my point A that I have justified. What will happen to my B now? Okay, so my B as well, if you see, is going to transform or translate 1, 2, and I have my 3, right? Therefore, when I have my 3, you see here 4, okay, just going a bit slow, and this is my half, right? Therefore, you see this point, we have got the B transformed here. Okay. Next, let's go for the next one. If we see for the D, okay, again, I will have to go 4.5, right? So this is perfectly all right, not an issue. Let me erase this for better explanation. Okay, and I can change the color as well. Okay, all right. So if you see here, the D, I need to again jump 4.5. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5, right? And 1 down, right? -1. Therefore, 1 down, you see my D is replicated properly. Finally comes my C. Again, I have done that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and -1, 1 down. So my coordinates for B are half, okay, you see this? Half x-axis and y-axis is 4. What did it become? It is become 5 and 3. So that is how my translation happened. For my C again, I will write is it has become 2, 2, okay, from 2, 2 to 6.5 and 1, okay. My D has translated from 3.5. So let's see that D, you see this 3 and 4, between 3 and 4 is D. So 3.5 and 4, it's become, now -1 means it has traveled down, that is my, point is D. So it becomes 8, okay, 8, 3. This is how we do the translation. Let's solve few more example and understand for a better insight. Point T. Wow. If you go behind, you'll see the point T was right here. So it's moved to point C now. How can I describe this translation now? Again, we will start with the exercise that we did, right? I will keep counting. In order to count, what will I do? I have my C on 2. So let's count now the translation steps. Okay, I'm not counting these numbers. I'm counting the translation steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is between 6 and 7. So that means it is half. 4.5 units. We achieved what they have told. And how much has it gone up? 1 and 2. So 2 units it has gone up. Now let's write the coordinates. Okay, it's important to read. You may pause the video here and find the coordinates yourself. That is what we are going to do apparently in the next question as well. Okay, so let's start and understand the coordinates. Okay, I have my C transformed to T. So it has become, you see between 6 and 7, 6.5, which is right here. and my y-axis is 4, which is right here. So we could get it properly. So it's a plus 4.5 and 2 plus, okay, the jump. Do not forget the jump to be noted very well. Now, find the coordinates of the other vertices after the translation, right? So let's start with point A. What has happened here? So in my A, if you see, first it is 2 and 5. Yes, I have 2 and 5. Like I told you, pause the video first, write the coordinates, please, and then also find the translated one, okay? So now what has happened to my A? This is going to be my jump of the A. So it's 6 and between 7. So that is 6.5. Yes, I got it right. And y-axis is 7. So I got it right. Now for B as well, let me hide. We can do it on our own. Okay, did I succeed? Yes. So in my B, if you see, I have half and 4. Okay, we'll check it later. Let's write here, half comma 4 has translated, this is my B point, to 5 comma 6. My C, okay, this is B, and C is say 2 comma 2. Okay, it has translated to 6.5 comma 4. Okay, and let's do the last D. D is between 3 and 4, so 3.5. Okay, 3.5, 4 has translated, this is my D, right, to 8 comma 6, right? So that is how we have solved. This is 8 comma 6. So in both translation, the shape of the figure does not change. Please remember the key. In translation, the figure shape remains the way it is. Okay, so let's solve few more examples. Showering your love. Please take care and stay tuned.